This series, Up for the Cup, will focus on the 17 London clubs who currently play in the top 5 tiers of English football and their histories in the FA Cup. Charlton Athletic's first FA Cup final appearance was in 1946. This was the first FA Cup final in 7 years due to the outbreak of the Second World War. The Addicks came up against Derby County, who they finished above in the Football League South in season 1945-46, Charlton in 3rd and Derby in 4th place. Charlton were also the top London club that season and were top of the Southern League for almost 5 months. The Southern and Northern Football Leagues consisted of all the members of the 1st and 2nd divisions of the Football League, split on a purely geographical basis. As the war had only just finished, travel was sometimes difficult to arrange, many of the players were still away, and the teams often included guests. The 1946 Cup final was goalless 5 minutes before full time. Charlton's Bert Turner scored an own goal, however minutes later scored the equaliser. Turner was the first player to score for both sides in an FA Cup final, before Manchester City's Tommy Hutchinson in 1981 and Tottenham's Gary Mabbutt in 1991. Goals from Peter Doherty and a brace from Jackie Stamps in extra time gave Derby County their first and so far only FA Cup triumph. In 1947, Charlton made it to consecutive FA Cup finals and this time would see them lift the famous old trophy. On their road to Wembley, Charlton beat Rochdale by 4-1 at home in the 3rd round, and in the 4th round beat West Brom away by 2-1. In the 5th round, the Addicks were back at home, beating Blackburn by 1-0, and in the quarter-final won by 2-1 against Preston. The semi-final was held at Elland Road when Charlton secured an emphatic victory over Newcastle United, beating them by 4-0. In front of over 98,000 in Wembley Stadium, Charlton played in extra time again, but this time came out on top after Scotsman Christopher Duffy scored after 114 minutes. That day at Wembley turned out to be the high point of the club until they returned for a playoff final more than 50 years later. It proved to be an era of what could have been for the Addicks. Charlton had several years of large crowds at the Valley and a 5th place finish in 1953. There was a lack of investment in their ground, as well as a team that manager Jimmy Seed always maintained could have made Charlton the Arsenal of South East London. Since their 1947 FA Cup final victory, Charlton have appeared in 4 FA Cup quarter-finals. In 1994, losing 3-1 at Old Trafford against Manchester United. In 2000, the Addicks lost 1-0 away at Bolton Wanderers. This was the season Charlton were promoted to the Premier League. In 2006, Charlton came up against Middlesbrough in the quarter-final, drawing 0-0 at the Valley. In the replay, Borough won 4-2 at the Riverside Stadium. Charlton's most recent FA Cup quarter-final appearance was in 2014 when they played Sheffield United away at Bramall Lane. The Blades won 2-0. Many thanks for watching. Let me know of your FA Cup memories in the comments. Please like, share and subscribe. Stay healthy and safe. See you on the next Up for the Cup episode.